Hey guys, what's going on? Druzy here, back again with another South Park Phone Destroyer video, and a very interesting and kind of depressing start to 2021 here on Phone Destroyer. We'll get all the reasoning for that here in a little bit. We have some balance changes that we finally got to find out what are going to be taking place tomorrow. So the balance changes will take effect tomorrow with the seasonal reset. So that'll be fun, I guess. And then we also have a new card coming this weekend. And of course, it's the final Bradley that we don't have. The mystical Bradley that everyone's been so excited about and hoping would come very soon. So yeah, so lots of fun stuff to talk about today. You can tell, right? Cool. So, Archangel Bradley is the newest card. Now, before I get 70 comments in the comment section saying, Druzy, I called that he was going to buff tanks. Yes, Archangel Bradley buffs tanks. So there were only two, the only other thing left was totems, traps, and tanks. Those are the only types of cards left in the game that didn't have a card that buffed them, so as far as Bradley is concerned. So, yes, he does buff tanks. He gives flying. He is a flying card as well, so that's fun. I don't know. I don't think this card is going to be as powerful as the other Bradleys. I'm just going to say that now. I could be wrong. Who knows how badly the slowdown is going to be. Because we don't have any actual video of Archangel Bradley, unfortunately. Red Links was unable to get that put together before they went on break for the holiday season. So because of that, I don't know how Archangel Bradley looks at all. And nobody else does either until we get something from Red Links. As soon as I get some video from Red Links, I will post it. And you guys will get a first look at Archangel Bradley. But until then, we got nothing. All we know is he's a flying unit. So similar to Cubic Cartman in the same theme. And there are other flying units, obviously, as well. Allied tanks have 150 plus max health at base level 1. This does go up, by the way. And enemies near those tanks are slowed down until Bradley dies. So we don't know how fast Archangel Bradley moves. Is he the same as the other Bradleys? Obviously, he's a fighter card instead of a range card. So he's similar to Elven King Bradley in that regard. Both Elven King and Archangel are fighter cards. So his stats, I will show here on screen right quick. So his stats here, as you can see at base level 1, 105 health, 30 attack. At max 5, which is really where most cards shine as far as epic rarity is concerned, 343 health, 100 attack, and a 522 max HP gain. At max 3, it would go to 253 max health and 67 attack plus the 341 HP gain. So again, he can be boosted for this coming weekend event, so most people will be able to play him at 5. Some might only get to play him at 3 and 4. So there's that. So Archangel Bradley is going to be there. So yeah. He's going to be boosting tanks. He's going to be flying through the air. He is a fighter card, so he will kind of be up in there doing attack and damage. I hope, I will say one thing. He looks cool. He looks cool. I mean, the sword looks cool. I mean, again, this is card art. We'll have to see him in game. I assume he'll have similar aesthetic, I guess, in game. But the card art is on fire. It is on point, in my opinion. I think it looks really awesome to me. Not looking forward to another Bradley, though. That's just me. I don't know. I don't know why Bradleys have burnt that bridge. I mean, other than Mintberry Crunch, I don't like any other Bradley cards right now in the game. But yeah, so he will also be in Chaos Mode as well. If you guys want to do that, it will be the Holy Birds. All Holy cards will cost 1 less energy point than usual, and all flying characters will have boosted stats. So that'll be fun for those that like Chaos Mode. On the 7th, we'll run a token collection leaderboard in the solo path. And then for the week event cards, you got Archangel, you got Dark Angel, Angel Wendy, Energy Staff Cupid, Imp. You got Alternate Human Kite, 6th Element Randy. You got Satan, the Critters, Blelf, Lightning Bolt, and Regen. So those are the cards for the weekend event, which means you can boost him, most likely either with Dark Angel Red or some other version of an epic card, obviously. So I guess we'll just see what people decide to do there. There's the point system and all that good stuff. And then for the Battle Pass, because we have a new card being released at the same time as the Battle Pass will also be Archangel Bradley. So you will be able to obtain him, get a few copies of him as well. So that means I can have him on my Adventure Locked account. Yay! I guess. I mean, he'll boof. He'll boof. Wow, good words, Drew. He'll boost Big Mesquite Murph, I guess, for me. That's about it. I think it's the only tank I use in that Adventure Luck account. But anyways, here comes the balance changes, guys. Guess what? So much great stuff is happening with these balance changes. First one is a necessary change that has needed to be done for a while now, and that's a Frontier Bradley nerf. The range of his AoE has been reduced by 13% from 1.5 to 1.3. It doesn't sound like a lot. It means that some fighter cards will need to be a little bit closer to actually do chip damage to the new kid. That's really about it there. Everything else about Frontier Bradley stays the same. But the range was the biggest issue that he had. It was the one thing that wasn't tweaked when they tweaked him last, so this was necessary and a good change. Dar is finally nerfed, guys! Sort of. So her energy cost has been increased from 3 energy to 4. So she's 4 energy, like it was shown in the Woodland Critters video that I saw in the first look that you guys saw a long time ago, a couple weeks ago now. Yeah, she is now a 4-cost card, and her stats have been increased to match that cost. Her health went up by 32%, and her attack went up by 29%. Now, I know what you're thinking. Druzy, did she really get nerfed? Technically, yes. So look at it this way, guys. If Dar fails, so Dar fails, those are a thing that happen. You only lost 3 energy before. Now you lose 4 energy. 4 energy matters a lot more, especially in late game if you mess up with her. I'm not saying people Dar fail all the time, but it happens. I do it all the time, but it happens. Like, people will possibly have the ability to screw up with Dar. Dar doesn't really provide a lot of value with her base stats, so the base stats increase isn't really the issue here. The problem is her value as far as what she brings back to the battlefield is the issue. That did not get addressed here, so that is slightly disappointing. But then it would have probably been too much to make Dar worthless. So I kind of get, to some degree, Red Lynx's decision here not to completely nerf Dar into the ground. I still think Dar is a strong card. She's weaker, but she's still strong. Frontier Bradley is still a strong card, is weaker, but is still a strong card. So both these cards, to me, don't make leaps and bounds changes. The rest of these balance changes, however, make no effing sense whatsoever in the history of this game. These are some of the weirdest changes I've ever seen in my life. That being said, this first one, Robin Tweak, what is this? You reduced his cost to 3 and then made his stats crap. His stats are already crap. He didn't need his stats changed. His health was reduced by 19%, attack by 15%. Why? It's not huge because it's a 15 decrease to overall base health at base level 1 and only a 3 decrease to base level on his attack. But both those stats are horrible. His whole purpose is to use him for his ability. Now, granted, his ability was unchanged, which is good, and his cost was reduced. So essentially, to some degree, this doesn't really hurt Robin Tweak a lot. It just doesn't make a lot of sense, is all I'm saying. I mean, like, yes, it's a boost to have him be 1 less cost, so you could use his ability potentially more often and be just as effective, because that's the main tweak of Robin Tweak. Did I really just say that? Oh, well, whatever. Maybe I'll edit it, probably not. But, like, Robin Tweak, like, his niche is probably the better word to use. The whole niche of his card is to use his apple to boost your health. That's it. So he can do that more often by reduced cost, but his stats don't really mean much. But it's just a weird change, is all I'm saying. So I guess it's a buff. I don't know. I don't really know how to say what Robin Tweak's thing is. And here with Stan the Great. Now, some of you OGs may know, if any of you are still left playing this game, Stan the Great was once the strongest card in this entire game. He really was. He was absolutely made almost all the cards that you were playing, if he got his charge off, do nothing. At one point, Fantasy was the strongest theme in the game, hands down, and Mystical was easily second. And the reason why Fantasy was the strongest card in the game was because Stan the Great was the greatest card in the game. He was so good. His decrease to the reduced attack was so strong that it almost made all common cards completely worthless. And since then, he's now been crap. So his charge rate will now be 33% faster. So he gets that negate that's more often. Cool. His health has been boosted by 14%, which is nice. I mean, he needs something. And we've increased his attack down by 20%, which means he will decrease the amount of attack even more than he did before. And his card text has been changed too, as his power now negates enemy units' attack boost for the duration of the power. So you think, well, what does that mean, Jersey? Well, it means so any of the Kyle buffs, any of the Bradley buffs as far as damage boosts are concerned, all those things are now negated if he has his charge, once his charge is off and during his charge's duration. That's about it. Obviously, once Stand the Great's on the field, that doesn't take effect. It's just only when his charge is cast. So this is a weird change. It doesn't make Stand the Great worse. It makes him a little bit better. It's going to make him probably more dangerous at lower arenas than it would be at Legendary Arena. I highly doubt the Legendary Arena will be infested with Stand the Greats. Maybe it will. I don't know. I highly doubt it, though. But this will make him an insanely good card for Team Wars and for Chaos Mode, because he could probably negate a lot of the boosts that you could be receiving, and that could make him very dangerous. Like, plus it's a common card, which means it won't take a lot of bottle caps and Team Wars to boost him. So, and a lot of people, and we've had Stand the Great since the beginning of the game, which is over 3 years old. So many of you have him to at least 6 if you played the game long enough to where he'd be viable, at least in those game modes. And maybe some of you have him to 7. I don't, but some people probably do. So I feel like this is a huge boost for him in the minor modes, more so than it would be in ladder. That's my opinion. This cock magic change, I don't get it either. This one of Robin Tweak makes no effing sense to me, and I don't get it. We're adding one more target and doing some reworking. So obviously, from base level, the amount of targets affected by cock magic increases by 1 based on this wording. And the spell doesn't target cocks anymore. So if you're playing Chicken Coop and have Chicken Coop already on the field, and you already have a Swarm, or you had Slave die and he transformed, or you had Leanne die and she used her Death Wish and transformed, then that wouldn't be affected by this spell anymore. And it gives also, amazingly, Randy, there's other ways. It gives all your cocks an attack boost after the transformation. So now this is the weird part. So since it's not targeting cocks anymore, I assume that means only the ones that are transformed by the spell get this boost. That would be it to me. So obviously if you transform 5 units, it would be 5 units that were transformed would get this boost. I'm not 100% on that. I'm just assuming that that's the case. This card is also getting their card text changed to reflect that now it will read transforms 2 random non-cock units into angry cocks, and then your cocks gain 20 attack. Does that scale? We don't know. I hope not, because that would just be ridiculous. And then the spell would become meta again. It might, with this added attack boost to that, because then it means that you would have to use the spell and then have Rogue Token and or Labar Jimmy at the ready to deal with these angry cocks coming at you. It makes it a boost and also a burden at the same time. Like, you could easily lose a bar if played incorrectly. So I guess, risk-reward kind of situation there with the new change to cock magic. In addition, these changes will also be adding Pete and Henrietta into the general release, and you will be able to find them in lockers and packs once you hit Arena 5. So that's good. Pete and Henrietta transition in, which I think then means that all of the goth kids are now available in all aspects now. So that's a good thing, or at least in lockers and packs, not in all. It doesn't look like they're added to Butter's shop yet. So I'm sorry, not all means are still there. So they're not in Cartman and Butter's shop from what it reads, just in lockers and packs. So yeah, that's all we got, guys. That's the balance changes. That's the new card. Archangel Bradley is going to be added here this weekend. What are your thoughts and opinions on these balance changes? I don't think these balance changes are that great. I think the meta is going to stay the same as it has for the last 7 or 8 months. So that's kind of disappointing. A new Bradley's in the game. Yay! Are not as strong as when Frontier and Space Pilot came into the game. So, there's still strength there in those Bradleys. And we'll see how good this one is. I mean, he's going to be boosting tanks. He's going to be flying around. And he's a fighter card. So that's, all things. I'm glad he's not a range card. If he was a range card, that would probably make this card ridiculous. So at least with him being a fighter card, maybe he won't be on the field as much. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video today. I know I had a little bit of sarcasm in my voice, but you know, I don't know. I don't feel super excited about what I'm talking about right now. I mean, I'm going to bring you the information, and I hope that I'm proven wrong with my feelings and thoughts on some of these things. But I mean, I don't know. I didn't want to see another Bradley to start 2021. I'm just going to be honest, and I wanted some balance changes that were meaningful, and I feel like we didn't get those. So this is my opinion. That's why I feel this way. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video anyways. And until next time, guys, my name is Druzy.